scatters when you play the beat, A brainiac, it's that side.
Now press rewind.
Welcome to Brain Squeeze Reactions. Myself, Mark Hector. What we reacted to now? 21 Pilots. Why? Because, fuck me, how did this start? It started from an NF reaction where he was talking about T.O.P. and I found out that was 21 Pilots. So I did a reaction. I just picked one at random and that was a song called Heathens, and I did that last week. And like the NF reactions, the comment section fucking blew up. It blew up with the amount of love, not only for me in the reaction, but for the songs themselves. And then I saw the massive crossover of why NF respects, T.O.P. and why T.O.P. respects NF and the fans, vice versa, and so on and so forth. It all started making sense from one song. So I'm excited to jump into 21 Pilots again, and I'm going to continue this going. If it goes as well as it should, and it's looking like it's going to go that way, then they're going to cement their day on Tuesday. 21 Pilot Tuesday. It just makes sense for me. NF Fridays, we've got Machiavelli Mondays, Thug Life Thursdays, and everything else, Slim Shady Saturdays, and so on. So everything has a theme. So I just think that if it continually hits me the way that Heathens did, and I fucking loved it, and the way the comment section is going very similar to NF, expect more to be coming this way. Just to be clear before I start this, I cannot show you the video, but I am reacting to the music video. Like a couple of people commenting saying you should have done a music video. I was watching the video. Obviously I was, because I was talking about it during the video. I just can't show it on YouTube because they straight blocked it. I think it's because of some of the actors or actresses that are in there, but I'm not taking any chances. I don't take chances on mine, but I am watching the video, so I'm doing the reaction along with that. If you're new to the channel, this is how it works. Play through from start to finish, then I rewind, and at that point on the second playthrough, I'll react to the lyrics and I try and dissect them. I do not do lyrical videos. Never will. Do not ask. Catch up, 21 Pilot fans. Brain Squeeze Reactions is about feeling the music and me trying to dissect it. Comment sections for love. It's not for hate. Haters go fuck oneself. 21 Pilots, are you fucking ready? Let's do this, man. Car Radio is the next one on the list. Massive request for this. Let's fucking go. And I've learned it's just two blokes, isn't it?
I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
Pain.
Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to...
Sometimes quiet is violent. Ah, this is gonna be another deep one, isn't it?
Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that I'm driving. There's no hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no distraction to mask what is real. I could pull the steering wheel. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
I got my thoughts on this already, but I'm gonna let it finish. His voice is a lot different on this one in comparison to Heathens, or am I losing my shit on that? So on this one, if I've got this right, so the car radio, this whole reference, him being the car radio being the internal dialogue, and sometimes that silence is violence, and he's saying about it being in his own mind. This is some mental health stuff that's going on here. Am I getting that right? Am I on the right track? From only what I've heard so far, it sounds something like that. The fucking lyric, they're so different. I wouldn't normally listen to stuff like this. I wouldn't. But the same with NF. I wouldn't have touched that with a barge pole if it wasn't for Brain Squeeze Reactions. Then suddenly I found myself sucked into it, listening to music in a very different way. Being someone that studies human emotion and the way that humans think, feel, and behave, and haven't done that for a long time, these songs hit me in a very fucking different way. A lot more maturity in my own mind as I'm listening to these, but I'm gonna assume here he's referring to that inner dialogue that's switching off. And the beats.
ponder of something terrifying, cause this time there's no sound to hide behind. I find over the course of our human existence, one thing consists of consistence, and it's that we're all battling fear. Oh dear, I don't know if we know why we're here. Oh my, too deep, please stop thinking. I liked it better when my car had sound. There are things we can do, but from the things that work there are only two, and from the two that we choose to do, peace will win and fear will lose. There's faith and there's sleep. We need to pick one, please, because faith is to be awake, and to be awake is for us to think, and for us to think is to be alive. And I will try with every rhyme to come across like I am dying to let you know you need to try to think. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought, cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
Oh. I'm watching the video, sorry. I like that dude's hair, man.
Binder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought, cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
Fuck, man. I gotta dissect the bars. I was getting sucked into the video and the tune as well. Massive again, massive. The levels on this is just a fucking completely different style. But it's the levels that has got me thinking, is it that? Is it suicide? Is it the mental health thing? Is it the forgetting who you are? Is it the silence? Is it all of them? Is it whatever I want to take from the music? Is that what this is trying to do? You pick what you need from it. This is something beautiful, man. It's almost like, it reminds me of like a painting. You know, like a painting, an emotional painting that's just full of fucking color and just full of stuff, not just color, but of things, objects, and you know, you get those. Well, I would associate them years ago as weirdos standing there taking what they. There's probably is a few fucking nutters in there, but taking what they need from that image. It's the same with this. This is like a beautiful Picasso painting, and you get to take what you need from it. So I could be completely wrong with where I'm going with where I think this track is the meaning behind it. But I don't think it matters. I think like the Picasso painting is what you need to take from the track. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's fucking intense. So I'm going to try my best to pick out some of the bars here. Bear with me as I go through this, man. It ain't easy. Sorry, there's a bit of fucking skin that was pissing me off. There we go.
I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know.
The filled with fire, exhale desire. That whole thing of breathing and it feels like there's a pain in your chest.
Ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today.
I know it's dire, my time today. This to me is giving me that suicide, mental health vibes. But again, I go back to my previous point. I think that this is about people struggling internally. And I'm sure that car radio thing is the switch internally. Because when he starts screaming about being alone in silence, I think he was saying,
I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody
Sometimes I have these thoughts, but sometimes I should replay the slots of things I once bought.
I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
There's so much to unpack here, man. So, 21 Pilot fan. So let me give you a backstory for me. So I study human behaviors for a living. Have done for a long time. Work with a company, do leadership behaviors that link into the way people think, feel, and behave. It pays the bills, but I study deeper than that. I study deeper around the human emotions, why people think and feel the way they do during conflict, stress, motivation. I've done plenty of sessions. So you got to understand, when I'm listening to this, there's so much internal analysis that's taking place where I'm trying to associate his feelings as well as mine, as well as other people's as well. It's just naturally built into me now. When you've done it for fucking 16, 17 years, it's very hard to turn that shit off. This shit is deep, man.
Place that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
That's mad. He's saying he wants to replace that slot, that at this moment is exhaling pain, you know, and losing his own desire and his own wills and everything else in between. And he's saying, I wish I could replace what's in my mind, but someone stole it. Whether that's a missus, a friend, a buddy, a parent, abuse, life, whatever the fuck it is, something's taken that good song that's in his mind and left him in silence. I'm sure I'm on the right track.
Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that I'm driving. There's no hiding for me. Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside.
I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside.
It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream.
It's on my sleeve. It's on my sleeve. It's like people wearing their heart on their fucking sleeve.
I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that
reminding me of who I killed inside, but inside my dream. It's just double, treble, fucking quadruple meanings to
quiet
this.
is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that I'm driving. There's no hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no distraction to mask what is real.
I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no distraction from...
No hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no distraction to mask what is real.
To mask what is real. Come on, son, man. Fuck me. 36 seconds, you're blowing my mind.
I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that I'm driving. There's no hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no distraction to mask what is real. I could pull the steering wheel. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replay.
I can pull the steering wheel. So he's saying he can turn off that, but he's just not. Fucking hell, the layers to this, man. My own brain can't keep up with this, man. ADHD is going nuts at this moment in time. I'm trying to keep it in check.
Me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car.
Because he's saying about, let me tell you what I'm thinking.
Car radio, and now I just sit in silence. Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream.
So it's on my sleeve, my skin will scream. But to me, that's heart on the sleeve. His heart's screaming, but his heart being his pride as well. Fucking hell, the layers to that. That's the shit that I was thinking as he was saying.
I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside.
The heart. My skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside. Heart on the sleeve, burning, screaming, shouting to him, reminding him of who I killed inside, but inside my dreams, killed my dreams and self.
Inside my dream, I hate this car that I'm driving. There's no hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no distraction to mask what is real. I can pull the steering.
Listening to that again and again and again just adds more meaning and more meaning and more fucking meaning.
There is no distraction to mask what is real.
This little line there.
I
can pull the steering wheel.
I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
This is the need to change who you are. But people do that, don't they, when they cut their hair to make it, excuse me, a complete difference, to try and hide the fact of who they were originally or who they used to be to what they are now. Unless, you know, this could have meanings from people that are suffering. You know, I'm thinking terminal illness as well, not just because he's shaving his head, but it's talking about the words internally. Fuck, there's so many levels you could take this. I get the fan base now. I get it. I understand it. It makes sense, and it's in its own lane. Another fucking lane. Fuck.
Ponder of something terrifying, cause this time there's no sound to hide behind.
Ponder on something terrifying, cause this time there's no sound to hide behind. Sorry, I lost it.
Ponder of something terrifying, cause this time there's no sound to hide behind. To find over the course of our human existence, one thing consists of consistence, and it's that we're all battling fear. Oh dear, I don't know if we know why we're here. Oh.
Okay, so there's loads there with the human existence, the constant, consistent of battling fear. So he's saying that everyone battles this, so everyone is battling fear, is what he's saying. But what he's saying for himself is that there's no sound to hide behind. Because he's left in silence, he's having to deal with his fucking thoughts head on. So there's fucking all these painful thoughts, all this dialogue that goes on in his head, there's nothing to hide behind. There's no internal dialogue for him to shy behind. It's now, I've got to hear it, because there's nothing else going on in my head.
Something terrifying, because this time there's no sound to hide behind. To find over the course of our human existence, one thing consists of consistence, and it's that we're all battling fear. Oh dear, I don't know if we know why we're here. Oh my, too deep, please stop thinking.
So he's saying, I don't know why I'm here. So he's saying that we're all battling fear. My God, why am I here? That's what he's saying, the fear
that we're all battling fear. Oh dear, I don't know if we know why we're here. Oh my, too deep, please stop thinking. I liked it better when my car had sound.
He's saying that when he's too thinking. You ever do that where you overdo your thoughts, man? Fuck, you could be shopping and do that. I do it all the time, man. I'm not the most confident person in the world, believe it or not. And sometimes your internal dialogue starts telling you shit from the people around staring at you. Even complete fucking strangers. People that you don't even know, you assume that they're judging. And your brain starts having that dialogue like they're judging. It starts looking for a false narrative that doesn't exist. It's called a Disney Once Upon a Time story where you start creating emotional turmoil that isn't even fucking real. But your internal dialogue is making it real. That's what this dude is saying.
Oh, we know why we're here. Oh my, too deep, please stop thinking. I liked it better when my car had sound. There are things we can do, but from the things that work, there are only two. And from the two that we choose to do, peace will win and fear will lose. There's faith and there's sleep.
He's saying there's two things that we can do. He said there are things you can do, but he's saying peace or fear. And he's saying peace will win.
My car had sound. There are things we can do, but from the things that work, there are only two. And from the two that we choose to do, peace will win and fear will lose. There's faith and there's sleep. We need to pick one, please, because faith is to be awake, and to be awake is for us to think. And for
Is this, are they also religious as well? Are they similar to NF from a religious point of view? Because he's talking about faith or sleep, as he's saying here. I don't have faith. I'm an atheist. Used to have faith. Unfortunately, I lost it for many reasons. Don't get into that debate on there. I don't disrespect people with faith. You can believe in whatever the fuck you want. That's your God-given right. But I'm just trying to establish whether they're on that level, because he's talking a lot about faith here.
Oh dear, I don't know if we know why we're here. Oh my, too deep, please stop thinking. I liked it better when my car had sound. There are things we can do, but from the things that work,
I liked it better when my car had sound.
There are only two, and from the two that we choose to do, peace will win and fear will lose. There's faith and there's sleep. We need to pick one, please, because faith is to be awake, and to be awake is for us to think, and for us to think is to be alive. And I will try with every rhyme to
bars. Obviously, he's going to carry on going, but he's saying that faith means to be awake, and to be awake means to be alive. He's saying even when your eyes are open, you can still be dead internally if you're focusing on the wrong fucking things. This song is so deep. I could unpack this for fucking hours. I could seriously unpack this for hours. I'm holding back, okay? Because YouTube gets lazy. You don't listen to everything. Some of you do, but not everybody does. If you skipped onto this point, shame on you, man. Shame on you for not taking an extra few minutes. And this is the reason why Brain Squeeze does it this way. And I don't just have some lyrics up. Because all that you get with people with fucking lyrics, they bounce around, they read the lyrics, but they're not feeling it. They're not forcing themselves to make sense of what he's trying to pull apart. 21 Pilots deserves more than that. 2 songs in, I'm already a fucking fan. Or a click.
Wakes for us to think, and for us to think is to be alive. And I will try with every rhyme to come across like I am dying to let you know you need to try to think. I have these thoughts so often I had to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause
So he's saying he's going to try his hardest with the lyrics and the songs over time to get you to think. But I'm guessing he's saying to think differently, because he said to have faith is to be alive. And he's saying that I'm going to try and get you to think. He's not saying because thinking, he's already said, could turn it down the dark side. But what he's saying is have faith and be alive. Okay, it's either sleep, which is the sleeping side, negative side with your thinking. But what he's saying in this verse is that you need to have faith to be awake, and to be awake is to be alive. And what he's going to try and do with his music moving forward is to get you thinking whilst you're awake. Not the emotional turmoil sleep side of things where you can't fucking concentrate and everything's negative. He's saying awake. Fuck, man, that's layers, man.
From the things that work, there are only 2, and from the 2 that we choose to do, peace will win and fear will lose. It is faith and this sleep. We need to pick one, please, because faith is to be awake, and to be awake is for us to think, and for us to think is to be alive. And I will try with every rhyme to come across like I am dying to let you know you need to try to think. I have these thoughts so often I had to replace that slot with what I once bought, because somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
That there is a fucking bar.
To pick one, please, because faith is to be awake, and to be awake is for us to think, and for us to think is to be alive. And I will try with every rhyme to come across like I am dying to let you know you need to try to think. I have these thoughts so often I had to replace that slot with what I once bought, because somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
Masking true feelings, man. Masking true feelings, hiding behind the sound of the crowd, blocking everything out, everything in between. Fuck. What a great song. She's saying there's nowhere to sit, or you know where to sit in silence, or there's nowhere to sit in silence.
Binder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought, because somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
In fact, he claps off the fucking stage as well, man. That's a tricky one. It's a tricky one with the mask. Someone's going to have to help me out with that. But I don't think I'm on a bad track. Given the fact this is the only the second time I've heard 21 Pilots, I don't think I'm doing a bad job on it. It's fucking masterful, man. It is masterful. And it's something I would never, ever have listened to. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. If I'd have heard just that middle bit, it wouldn't have taken my interest. I would have ignored it completely, which is shame on me. Which is shame on me, being a music man myself and not giving it the time of day that it deserves. I like it. And if that song came on, ironically, on the radio, I would listen to that and I would have a massive appreciation for the bars that he's trying to spit on there. Comment section, tell me how close I was. I don't think I did too bad. I need some more 21 Pilot tracks. You cemented your fucking position on Brain Squeeze Reactions just for the sheer difference. And just the complexity of the emotions and lyrics. For me, it wins hands down. When you have to get me thinking and unpacking things, and when I get to that light bulb moment, it's beautiful. This is where I'm saying lyrical videos, people that are fucking are draining us dry of views because they just want views and they just want likes and subs. They're not putting time or effort into the music. Fucking annoys me. It drives me insane. The minute I see something that's like a 6-7 minute reaction, I don't even fucking bother. I don't give a fuck if you've got 1,000 million, 100 bajillion views. Get fucked. There's no way you can respect a song like this in fucking 7 minutes. 30-40 seconds of that is your introductions. Another 30 seconds is your exit speech. So what have you given it? Fucking a minute to dissect something like this? Deserves just a minute? I'll let the 21 Pilots in the comment section tell you that it deserves more than a fucking minute, because even I can picture that on my second listening of T.O.P. Am I part of the clique now? Is it clique? I'm sure it was clique. It might be cliche. I could have fucked it up. I just want to be part of the crew. I'm already an outcast. I've definitely got hood passes galore for Tupac Shakur. That fucking rhymed. Oh my god, I'm a poet.